Welcome to Subramani. How much has the financial advisory or the MFD practice changed over the last 30-40 years, right? Let us take COVID as an example. March 2000 and the COVID-19, the Chinese virus hit us in March 2020, and we had no clue what to do. There were 2-3 types of firms. The early adopters of technology who were completely well equipped to manage this transition of technology. They were well adapted. They had all their employees had their laptops. They had all fully equipped to work from anywhere. The second category was the ones where there was one laptop which the owner was using and the employees did not have access to laptops. They were using desktops, right? These are the two extremes, I would think. I don't know whether there was any advisor, MFD, who was not using technology that much in cities. Maybe in smaller towns it would have been worse, but in Mumbai also, Mumbai, Delhi, Bangalore, may not be so much of Bangalore, maybe Chennai, there were people who were still believing in hard copies, forms to be signed, etc. We are talking about March 2020. There was no great incentive, though great push by mutual fund houses, etc., to make the process more and more digitized and more online, because it was not compelled upon them. Look at how the Bombay Stock Exchange or the National Stock Exchange was forced to adapt by SEBI, saying you cannot do physical trading. Equity shares which were lying in single name, joint names in physical form had to be dematerialized, right? So all this had to be done. It was forced. The mutual fund industry was not forced, and even today there would be many people who do not have a email ID or a phone. I mean, they may all have a phone number, but they may not have an email ID. Typically, think of domestic servants, etc. Even if they were to invest, they would invest in physical form because they may not have an email ID. So you have to give somebody else's email ID, right, for such people. But coming to March 2020, those who were adapters, who were early adopters, they just sat at home and fired from their laptops. Those who were in between, who were partially adapted, had to buy new laptops, give it to their employees, ask them to work from home, and then all of us had to learn how to set up a Zoom meeting. Zoom meeting was happening regularly, right? So classmates were meeting in the evening to chat, but you were doing business online, and the transition was very smooth. Think of what would have happened if this pandemic had hit us 20 years back. Instead of 2020, if it had hit us in the year 2000, or make it even worse, maybe 1995. Would we have been able to adapt so well? No, telecom was not so advanced. Maybe all of us did not have online ability to work from home. You did not have good quality power, the cable connection, right? So when you did not have good quality cable connection, you could not have so easily set up business from home. Right now what happened is, lot of people, instead of holding meetings in the physical world, they hold online meetings, right? So that means one relationship manager for, let's say, a mutual fund, who would meet 4 people maximum in a day, suddenly started meeting 8, 10, 15 people, and people did not mind meeting in groups, right? So a mutual fund which was dealing with, say, HDFC Bank, could have met maybe 4 RMs, 4 relationship managers of the bank, and go and pitch about their product. But now in one meeting they could meet 20, 40, 80, 100, maybe even more in one Zoom meeting which was being set up. This kind of a reach really helped. What am I trying to say? I'm trying to say that the MFD, for him to acquire clients, was earlier you had to go out and meet people, etc. Now it is possible that you can acquire your clients also online, right? So the advisory business or the MFD has not been a great adapter of technology, or even worse, has been a worse adapter of the social media, right? So not very many companies and not very many people, not very many political parties are very adapted to using social media. Most of us are not. We are all struggling. We all sit, we learn, we make mistakes, and then we repent, and then we change course of action, right? All these things have happened, but the speed at which the technology adoption happened, I think the COVID really pushed it by 10 years. All these technologies were available. There was a Zoom company, all this was available, but only in March 2020 you were forced to do it, and then people understood the advantage of meeting offline, right? To everybody, meeting online. So people would say, oh my god, why should I travel so much? Can we work from home? Can we just get onto a Zoom meeting and talk, right? Those things could have happened, and those things would have been good, right? But all that was pushed by something called COVID. We then adapted to social media, and maybe slow, but we did. So the MFDs have to understand how to use social media. It is not just enough opening one Twitter account or one YouTube and channel and say, oh, this is working. It's not working. Not everybody goes on to YouTube searching for you. You have to push it. You have to tell people that you're there and you're putting up good content. So which means you have to have good ability to create good content or ability to buy good content. One of the two, right? Either you make it. If I put on a video about investing, every day somebody comes and says, will you manage my portfolio? No, I won't manage your portfolio. That's not my job. My job is only to create videos and have fun doing that, right? So understand that adapting to technology was forced upon us, but we happily adapted, and now a lot of mutual fund applications are coming online. I think if they look at the percentages in cities, in bigger cities, definitely 80-90%, maybe more, is coming in the offline. I mean, in the online method, not in the offline, not physical forms, no signatures, right? People are just saying, okay, here is my check details. Or my bank details, here is what I want to invest. Can you do the KYC online? Yes, KYC online happens, right? So everything is now possible to do it online, and we were pushed to doing it, and we then adapted it, right? So firms, most of us had grown up. I can't even imagine when I was a broker that I would accept a client whose face I had not seen. It was just impossible. He had to come to our office, sign the documents physically, check the copy. We would even find out which car did he come by, did he still have an EMI, should we do his business, should we give any credit at all, should we wait for one valan to get the payment, would you sell good shares. All these things we could make out only when we met the person. Today, in a dematerialized holding of shares, all this is not necessary. You know that there is nothing called bad delivery. You don't have to worry about those things. You can take money in advance, right? So all those things have definitely changed. Technology has helped, and traditionally we would meet them in a boardroom and have big files of papers, risk profiling, etc., as a broker also. But today none of that happens offline, right? Everything can happen online. We still meet offline. I mean, there could be an event which is done, so it is more for an engagement that it is happening, not for anything else, right? So those things would happen. So from beautifully bound books or files on financial planning as to what is to be done, today it is all a PPT, right, sent across to you. This is what we expect from you, this is what is happening. That is for people who go for financial planning. Those who just go for advisory and saying, oh, which fund should I choose, may not be so much, but all this is happening online today, right? So the pandemic pushed us at least by 10 years, if not more, into adapting this kind of technology. Of course, the MFD community has been a slow adapter of technology, and I don't blame them. Technology is expensive. Today laptop prices may have crashed, but to get somebody to create good quality content, to create a good website, to make sure that the website is functional, operational and running on a day-to-day basis, all that costs money, right? It is not going to come for free. So creating, doing all this and These days, of course, one can see a significant increase in the number of blog posts, blogs, LinkedIn posts, YouTube videos by advisors and by those people who claim to be not selling any financial product. I am not getting into right wrong. And of course, we are now going to see SEBI regulate the YouTubers, etc., and say this is what you can say and this is what you can't say. Of course, SEBI has no power over YouTubers who are not registered with SEBI, but I'm saying, so these kind of things are happening. So the fact that the regulator is seeing what is happening, it means more and more people are getting online, creating content, putting out blogs, putting out videos, etc. Good, more the merrier. More that people watch, more will people start paying and watching good quality content, right? Thank you.